Alrighty, welcome back.
Well, with summertime here, well, almost here, a lot of people are outside enjoying the great outdoors, and pretty soon a lot of kids in central Nebraska will be heading back to school. I hate to say that. I know we have year-round school here, so July will be school time. And it's interesting to talk with our next guest because they are both school nurses. They are with the Nebraska School Nurse Association. I want to say good morning to Wendy Rao, is that how you pronounce it?
Correct.
And also, yes, and Kim Thomas. Thank you, ladies, both school nurses in the Lincoln-Miller area? Mitchell area. Yep. So thanks for being here.
That's from one end of the state to the other, isn't it?
Yes.
Thanks for having us.
Yes. You're welcome. So when we think about our kids in the summertime, you know, being out and about, what are some of the worries that parents have summertime wise? Because, you know, they're not in their kids aren't in the schools, aren't exposed to a lot of things, but they're still exposed to, you know, worries outside and being outdoors.
Right. Well, I mean, there's simple things, of course. We always want to think about sun protection and sunburns. And of course, on a day like today, we always want to be thinking about protecting ourselves from the heat. Heat exhaustion, heat stroke, taking precautions against that, hydration, and avoiding the hottest part of the day, things like that, and watching for things like muscle cramping and a quick elevation in temperature, and just those simple precautions. And then there's always just accidents. Things like that.
So does the heat affect the younger kids as much as it does like the elementary, as much as it does the high schoolers?
It does. At the high school level, you know, you've got your athletes that we really want to be watching for those kids participating in summer sports, summer camps. We need to be aware of that. But then you've got your younger kids that maybe are just constantly going, that parents need to be aware and really watch them.
Exactly.
So Kim, as far as being a nurse, I'm sure you're always alert to seeing what the kids are doing because you're K through 12.
K through 12, yep.
And so you see the kids on all different levels. And in the summertime, they are involved in all different types of things. And some of it is camping. So when we talk camping, we're looking at poison ivy. I don't know if poison oak is out this way. We're talking mosquitoes, West Nile. Right. I mean, and then they say, well, just wear long sleeves and pants. That's not going to happen, is it?
Well, and absolutely, especially with all of our moisture and all the flooding and whatnot. Ticks are really high right now, and mosquitoes, using your sprays and your protectants for that. Making sure you're checking the kids when they come in after they've been out camping or out in wooded areas. I think we're even seeing a high amount of ticks just in lawns and around our own yards that we don't typically see just because of the high levels of moisture this year.
So should we check daily, hourly?
Absolutely. For ticks, I think you want to check regularly. For mosquitoes, I think you just want to protect yourself, not only from the nuisance of the bug bites and the itchiness, but the West Nile that we have to be very concerned about.
And Wendy, we were saying some of our schools are year-round in central Nebraska, so July, a lot of the kids will be heading back. What are some of the things that school nurses are looking for just that time of the year as opposed to maybe January or February? Anything in particular?
Well, things that we're always looking for, I mean, certain things. I would say, you know, certain things that school nurses are looking for is we're watching for kids that are coming in on a regular basis. We're also watching for kids that maybe are not showing up to school. And we want to be communicating with those parents. We are also looking for particular classrooms maybe that are having a high occurrence of kids with coughs or vomiting, diarrhea, things like that. And we are monitoring those on a regular basis.
So this is kind of when school starts. Parents tend to send their children even if they have a sniffle. What is your suggestion as school nurses as to when to keep the child home if they're sick enough or too sick to be at school? Is there?
Kim chuckles.
I mean,
They've done that.
that's an ongoing issue. I think parents always question, you know, the thing is we want healthy kids in school as often as possible, and we want sick kids at home. And that's always a struggle for parents to know what to do to send them. So a few things that we do want kids kept home if they're running a fever over 100. If
and that can happen in the summertime.
It does happen in the summertime. Absolutely, there's illness all year. Definitely, like Wendy spoke about, is diarrhea, vomiting, unknown rashes that can occur undiagnosed. We prefer if they wake up and they have a rash that they get seen by a medical provider and just see what that is. Make sure it's not a contagious rash before
Drainage
coming
from
in.
the eyes or ears need to be seen by a medical provider before they can return to
Allergies this
school.
time of the year. So
Allergies,
that's another big thing too. Well, there's lots that that you women deal with on a daily basis, and the men nurses too. So I just want to say thank you for being there to take care of our kids. You know, we've seen the school nurses several times with, you know, our 2 boys, and just like our teachers, really do appreciate what you do and for caring and for being there. So thank you for sharing with us today.
Thank you.
Welcome. Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. And we'll be back with more Good Life. Stay with us.